it's Renee, and today we're doing our makeup, but also it's gonna be a little bit of a chit chat. I had this topic, I guess, kind of on my heart, and I want to share with you guys. So we're gonna talk about some personal stuff, but hopefully I can learn from it and you guys learn from it as well. So if you want to see how I get from this to this, stay tuned. I don't know about you guys, but the first step of my makeup routine is definitely my eyebrows. So we're gonna start with that. Oh, almost forgot. I put on moisturizer before filming, but I didn't put on any primer. So let me do that before. Definitely my nose needs to be primed. And I get really oily in my T-zone. Just put a bit on my cheeks. It's not too bad. My face was doing so well, and then now it's back to this dark mark situation, but it's okay. We move. I figured I may as well finish my brows before talking anyways, so here we are. They're really thick today. I don't usually do them this thick, but it's okay. After a while, I get used to them on my face. I literally just switch it up every time. Whatever happens, happens. And I'm at the point where I need my eyebrows to actually be threaded. So I kind of just have to take what I can get at this point because they look really bad. They're thick, but they're not too bad. So, the topic I wanted to talk about is toxic. We all probably have people we feel are toxic in our lives, and we try to deal with them the best we can. But I feel like people don't really talk about the fact that maybe they're toxic and their own toxic traits. So, I'm gonna share what I find to be my own toxic traits and how it kind of, I don't know what the word is, but it just kind of makes relationships harder to keep and just causes unnecessary problems in relationships. So some points that I have written down. One thing that it's kind of a good thing but also a bad thing is the fact that I pour a lot of energy into people. I find that I'm such a giving person in a way, and sometimes that energy isn't reciprocated. So it may not be such a toxic as in I need to change that, but I definitely need to work on pouring the energy into the people who actually deserve it, because a lot of times I'm pouring energy into people and they don't give me back that same energy, so I feel like very emotionally drained from that, and that may lead to me not giving someone who does deserve the right energy. So that's something I definitely want to work on. I found that my number one love language to actually show love to people is acts of service. So a lot of times when I'm doing things for people, I'm not thinking, oh, I'm doing this and they need to do this back, blah, 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 blah. But I ultimately end up doing a lot because service things are always a lot. And then later on, I wonder how come, oh, I thought that this is like a normal thing, but just because it's normal for me doesn't mean it's normal for everybody. So it just becomes kind of like a resentment type of thing, and that's why I say it could be toxic, because I end up doing all these things and then I'm later on feeling annoyed that no one cares to do anything for me. But that's not their love language, that's not how they show it, that's not their thing, or they're just not the right people for me. So it doesn't make sense for me to continue to give those people that energy when they don't deserve it. I need to just pour the right energy into the people who do deserve it. So oops, I definitely got that into my eyebrow. I always find that makeup looks super crazy until you're done. So this whole process is making me uncomfortable, but hopefully it's not looking that bad for you guys, right? Another big thing for me that I think is definitely something toxic is that I find myself not addressing things when they're little. So I just think, oh, it's okay, I'm fine, I'll get over it, it's not that big of a deal, it's not that big of a deal, until I have like 10, 15, 20 things that are so small and not that big of a deal, but the last straw, I blow up. And once I blow up, people are so taken aback by whatever it was, thinking, oh, I thought that was okay, oh, I thought that was okay, why is it such a big deal now? It's just this. And I'm thinking, because you did this 10 times and it pissed me off 10 times, and I'm now saying I don't like it, I don't want it, I don't want you to do it. And it's definitely toxic because I just continue that vicious cycle. And then once I get to that point of blowing up, I have attitude, I give people the cold shoulder, I just don't act, I act outside of myself, and it confuses the people that I'm around, and they don't understand how to help. So it's definitely something to work on. Adding on to that point is I'm very quick to cut people off. It could be a good thing or a bad thing. Sometimes I would say it's a good thing because some people deserve to be cut off, but I find that it's mostly a bad thing because I end up cutting the wrong people off for wrong reasons, and then I want to bring them back and they don't want to come back because I just cut them off for no reason, didn't explain anything, and it becomes difficult to want to rebuild the friendship. And a lot of times once something goes wrong, things are not the same anymore, and even though you want so badly for them to be the same, it's just not. Time changed things, and you can't cut people off and bring them back in and out as you please, because other people have emotions too, and it doesn't help if you're just doing things based on yourself and not thinking about their emotions in the moment. I'll also explain a little bit about how it's a good thing, is because sometimes you need to see people for what they do and not what they say. And what I mean by that is some people don't have good intentions, although they claim they have good intentions, but through the grapevine you hear whatever, and you can't just keep them because, oh, this long history of us being friends or whatever it is. Because of that, you have to do things that are right for you, and their toxic energy isn't right for you, so you have to let them go. But the thing is here, you have to be smart about who you're letting in and who you're letting go, because sometimes when I'm cutting people off, it's the wrong person I'm cutting off. It's the person that is a ride or die. It's the person that's been there for me and only showed me good things, and I cut them off for reasons that make no sense, reasons we could have talked about without even talking about it. So I guess it's all that to say that my communication about certain things need to be better, because if I had talked about it with those people, the right people, we would be in a better situation, rather than me keeping the wrong people and realizing that they're the wrong people later on in life. I need a new, this is like a foundation stick thing, but this is ghetto. I don't even know what this is. This is a mess, which is a perfect description of my life, huh? Something else I've noticed is that I can get really short really quickly. I don't know even why I'm getting this short with people, but something will go wrong in another aspect of my life and I'm taking it out on the people around me for no reason. I just do that. It's kind of weird actually. And whenever I'm taking it out is I get very rude for no reason. So it becomes annoying for the other person in the situation because they're wondering where did this attitude come from for no reason. They didn't do anything to deserve the attitude, and I gave them attitude. Building on to that, I find that I'm very annoyed for no reason. I get annoyed in situations quickly. I get annoyed with people quickly, but I'm very hot and cold with it. So I'll be annoyed and then I'll get over it, and I'll be annoyed and then I get over it. So it's so confusing for everyone because I'm annoyed and I'm acting annoyed, and all of a sudden I'm fine again. I'm contemplating if I should do my inner corner thing or not. I think I'll skip it today. Another thing that I notice about myself is I know a lot of my, I know of all of my qualms, I guess you could say, but I retroactively try to fix situations, which I think is also toxic. Like, I don't in the moment realize that I am doing something toxic, but later on, when I think about it and I think about things for a long time, I realize whatever it was toxic, and I try to fix it after the fact, and people aren't feeling me anymore. People don't feel what I was doing when I did it, and they don't care for me to fix it later. They wanted it fixed in the moment. They wanted me not to have the attitude to begin with. So I find myself always retroactively working rather than being proactive about the situations, which is toxic. This is also done, so I definitely need more blush. I love this color on my cheeks, and I don't know where to get it anymore, so that sucks. I kind of want to do something dark, so I'm gonna darken up my eye a little bit more so I could do the darkness on my lips. Lipstick wants to act crazy and be everywhere but my lips. Like how you ended up here, fam. I haven't worn black lipstick since 2016, so this is weird, but I thought it would be cool. In terms of the toxic talk I was talking about, it's a little bit heavy for me because sometimes you don't want to hear about the stuff that you're doing that are wrong. You just want people to be in the wrong and it to just be their fault. But I have to realize for myself, as well as I want everybody else to be more aware of their own actions and situations. There are times that you think everything is fine or you think what you're doing is normal, but it's not normal. It's toxic, and I feel like the first step is being aware of it, but now I definitely need to find ways to overcome that toxic trait, especially the proactive one. If I know all these things about myself, I think it would be really helpful if I could apply it in the specific situations rather than just think about it later and then try to apologize or whatever to the person after the fact, when I could have just stopped it in the moment. So it's definitely something to think about. It's definitely something that I'm continuing to work on over time. Hopefully by this time next year, I'll be that much better at this. But we're all human, so we all make mistakes, but to be aware about everything is definitely helpful. But we're all done with that for now. It's gonna finish everything up and I'll show you guys the final look. And this is my final look. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned for my therapy session. If you guys have any toxic traits you're comfortable sharing, you can share them in the comments below and we can discuss them. If you have any tips for me with my traits or tips in general of how to overcome this toxicness, we could talk about them below as well. Let's get through this together, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and be back soon because we'll have exciting things really soon. See you guys next time. Bye, y'all.